On today's episode of Six Pack Cinema, we are talking about the Netflix original film, Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile, about a courtroom frenzy when a courtroom frenzy ensues and sweeps the 1970s America when a young single mother reluctantly tips the attention of a widespread manhunt toward her longtime boyfriend. What a terrible caption. It's about Ted Bundy.
You should review movies.
That's awesome.
Okay, movie review.
All right, thank you guys very much for joining Six Pack Cinema to hear our review of the Ted Bundy movie on Netflix. If you are a first-time listener, we thank you for clicking play and hanging out with us for a bit. If you're a repeat customer, you know the drill, and we thank you for coming back. We rate things on a two-pronged scale here. One is 5 stars for popcorn and entertainment value, and the next is a critical score out of 100. My name is Jimmy. I have co-host John and Dave here with me. We're going to do our, hello guys, how you doing?
Hey.
We're going to do our gut reactions. We're going to talk about the film, what we liked, what we didn't like, and we're going to do our ratings and some other fun stuff at the end. All right, first, do we agree that that is an awful description IMDb gave us?
It's not great.
Why don't you just say...
the awful title of the movie.
But I liked when the title
I
hit.
like the title.
I liked when the title hit.
Just call it the Ted Bundy movie. I don't need this.
Nope. The title was perfect.
There's a name for that. When the title of the movie is said in the movie, there's a term for it. I can't think of it. Title drop. That doesn't sound as fun.
I always think of the Family Guy skit where Peter cuts away. He's like, "I love hearing when the name of movies and movies," and it's him watching Superman 4, and it's Superman going, "I am Superman 4, the quest for peace."
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's bad. This was good. All right, let's just do our gut reactions right away. Dave, what you think about this movie?
I was pretty disappointed. I think it's a great idea to show it from her point of view because it's based on her memoirs. I just thought the execution was kind of shitty. Like they didn't give Efron or Collins enough to do, and they both were great with what little they had.
Okay, all right, John.
Yes, similar. Disappointed. I walked away not being happy about it, and I'm on the record being the serial killer enthusiast here, so I get to tiptoe my way around like reasons why I was upset or disappointed, but. I think my main takeaway was that this was just a movie about the documentary that came out 6 months ago.
Oh, I disagree with that. Anyway.
Really? It was the same
disagree with that,
story.
But it's the same director.
Same story.
Well, of course it's the same story. It's a true story.
Well, that goes into like what I wanted out of it, and it didn't get.
Well, don't grade it on what you wanted.
I thought this would be like murder. Like this is going to be about Ted Bundy, the most prolific murderer in the United States history. And it was about the trial, or the trial. Like I said, I'm going to try to tiptoe around it and not be too like gross and like crazy.
Yeah, you like death. Okay, weird.
Right.
Anyway,
what about you?
I liked it. I liked this movie,
Really?
but I was expecting nothing because I thought the previews were terrible.
There you go.
I liked the way they showed it. I was a little scared that this would make people viewing it Ted Bundy truthers. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was worried that impressionable young people are gonna be like, I think he was innocent. It's all correlating fact. You know what I mean? So I was kind of worried, but I thought the way I'm the complete opposite of Sheen. I did not want to watch Ted Bundy kill people. I'm much more interested in the other people's side of you that had to decide the trial. Like we were
with that.
We were with his family and loved ones, and I'm so much happier with that than watching him kill people. I actually didn't like the scene where they showed him do it. I wish that was omitted.
My biggest gripe, because I agree with you, I think it's much more interesting to view this story through what's her name, Liz, and Lily Collins' character, just because it's like a unique way to look at it, because everyone knows how fucked up he is and what he like. You don't know the specifics, but that he is one of like the worst humans in the history of the planet. But I felt like they didn't give Lily Collins enough. They focused too much almost on Ted Bundy, Which, if they were going to do that, I wanted more of like hints of his darker side and not just the fun playing with the media. But they tried to balance it out between the two of them, and I felt like Lily Collins' character just like she was in love with him, and then the next scene she was an alcoholic, and then the next scene she was beating her alcoholism. And
With Haley Joel Osment. helping
yeah,
her out.
like, and she's a great actress. She could have portrayed a great arc in this, and they just didn't give her things to actually work with.
Well, the real woman didn't have a lot to work with either. That was pretty exact what they showed. I think another one of
But
my
I
issues.
think you can show her descending into alcoholism better than.
But that's not a good movie.
I
That's not a-
disagree. That's a better movie than this.
I
Like there's
fundamentally disagree with that thought process there. That's not a good movie.
her
it's not.
dealing with the pressure of her loved one being a mass murderer. That's super interesting.
Yeah, so you're just gonna watch her. Like the movie's gonna be about her watching TV on the couch, drinking and doing not, like what? She didn't do anything. She stopped going to work. She just drank. It's just there was a story in there, and that's not it. I mean, it is part. It's a big piece of it. I understand that.
But I'm saying we didn't even get that. We didn't get like she missed work for 3 days, and the one time she was drinking too much, they said she was on her second drink.
She said she was on her second drink without.
Yeah, I mean,
wine.
I didn't even really think of that as like a plot point, like that she descended into alcoholism. Like I knew it happened, but it wasn't like a big part of the movie for me. So I agree with you, but it didn't really upset me because I agree with what you're saying. I just never thought of it before. They
Yeah,
didn't show
I
that.
just
If you
think,
wanted
like,
to see her become like a mess of a human, they didn't give us that.
Exactly. And then they also, on the Ted Bundy side, they just made it about like him playing with the media, which is super interesting. But I think if you're going to show that, you need a couple more hints of like the darkness in him other than just at the very end.
Well, they
You
didn't
need to build it up more.
No part of this was ever on his side or his point of view. It was literally everyone else around him. This movie
but-
wasn't about Ted Bundy. It was about the people around Ted Bundy.
So my gripe is that you need to know the final story of Ted Bundy. Like if I showed this to my 16-year-old cousin, right?
Mhm.
They might not know who Ted Bundy is. That might
They
not
probably know
be
the name, but like not the story.
Maybe not even the name.
I don't know. They might not even know the name. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I
Yeah,
don't
you're right.
know. So if they're watching this and they have no idea what the end is, the movie plays out wrong. Like I was like, wait, because okay, so I liked how the very first time he's cooking her breakfast in her house, he's holding that knife and just walking
yep.
around with that knife in his hand. So us as viewers that know the end are like, oh, that's a little glimpse, and like, ooh, look at that. And I thought that was really cool. But if someone doesn't know the end in real life, then they miss out on that. And when he's laughing with her and he slowly moves his hand by her neck, like, oh, there's that. Now they did show all those in the flashback at the end, which I thought was a little heavy
Yeah.
when she finally like puts it all together. But I was thinking, so that could be like a bit of a slight, but that's how they chose. That was their choice to make it so the audience was the same as the people that knew him in real life.
I don't know.
But
I
also
didn't like.
think,
I
like-
didn't like that at all. I hated how they were heavy-handed about it because I don't think it was even like true. Because he was a serial killer, and a lot of serial killers are like their murders are the hobby part of their life. At no point in time did he ever like consider murdering his girlfriend or his wife or whatever. It's two
you
different
don't know
lives. Well, I mean, so that's the fundamental part of serial killers. They lead two completely separate lives. And the fact that they were trying to like to hint at like, oh wow, he was a maniac in real life towards her. Like didn't make sense to me. I hated that.
I hated that,
and
Joel.
they
I
also
hated that.
like
Sorry.
they left out. Like I understand you're saying, oh, it's just from like the media's point of view around him, so you wouldn't have gotten any of the like creepier things.
Mhm.
But then they purposely cut out parts of his Florida trial where like he was enamored with it, like the damage to the bodies, and requested them to repeat what happened to the bodies over and over again. Like even just showing him be interested in that.
That's
would
that's
have
one of the
been,
big
like,
things I wanted.
more.
I
Yeah.
wanted that. I wanted this strange psychotic part of him to come out.
Because
Yeah.
I thought Zac Efron did great. He just wasn't
he
given
did.
enough.
He was put in the cage.
Yeah, I still like it. I liked the choice they made to do it that way. I think I would have been. I think that's more interesting than just seeing the gore and stuff. Like I said,
Oh, okay. Well, can I step back? Real pause there. I wasn't interested in gore. I was interested in seeing him and like in his process, but not like killing.
You
people.
wanted
I
like
wanna
a
see him-
Dexter thing.
No, not even that. I just wanted him to be like on the run, like hiding what who he was.
But here's my thing.
Mm.
No one has seen that ever.
I know. This was a movie about people around him, not of him, and I thought it was a movie of him.
But so like it's a factional movie. If they were to play out scenes of his murders, they'd just be guessing and
Yeah.
putting pieces together.
Well, he did admit a lot. He admitted to 30 murders, and he told them
I
how he
was
did
gonna
it at the end.
That,
yeah, but a
that
lot of people
would've
say that was just to
But
get
he
lighter
knew-
sentence.
No, but he knew like details that were never released.
Yeah.
But I even think having Zac Efron like repeat the confession that he actually made in real life, that would have been an even better climax because it is so like that's actually shockingly evil, wicked, and vile, or whatever the fuck it is. Like it's just a grotesque confession, and that would have been like, oh shit, no, he really did do this. There's 0% chance he was set up.
I just thought of something that makes me like this even more now.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
the way that we end the movie is the same way the general public ended the Ted Bundy story back in the 80s. Like they never saw the other side of him. So they're left with thinking that guy did all of that. And now us watching this movie have the same thing. That's the guy who did all of that. I don't see that side of him at all in this movie. So it just matches what happened in the public perception.
I don't know. I saw
But again,
I saw a
they
master manipulator
omitted
in the
things
movie.
from the public perception too. Like I said, the trial was televised, and he was very creepy during the trial. There was like clearly like getting a hard on for the damage and like what had been done to these girls. So they like, yes, this was like kind of similar to the public perception, but I think it was very clearly omitting anything that the public might have also seen to been like, no, I think he did it. Because there's a reason all those people were outside his jail saying, yay, kill him. And he didn't have fans anymore when he died.
Yeah.
Well, they definitely chose a direction and stuck with it.
Yeah,
I like it.
My first note I wrote down was, great idea, poor execution.
I thought was interesting was how they didn't use the word Bundy until like 3/4 into it.
I didn't catch that.
I knew that going into it because I guess originally they were trying to like sneak it past everyone that this was Ted Bundy, and it was just supposed to be like a regular guy who got caught in the crosshairs of the law, and then they realized, oh, having a Ted Bundy movie is too like precious to hide. You need to tell everyone so that people see it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I have like two notes, and one was the dog barking at him. Like the dog knew he was a bad guy.
Jesus Christ,
Fuck
yeah.
out of here. That was bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't
that was
like
like
that.
such a like every TV show that has a psychopath on it, the dogs hate him type shit.
Yeah, it was a trope. I didn't like
Mhm.
that. And then the other was like Carol kind of sucks.
Carol's a maniac.
That was my other note. Can we talk about
Can
my
I-
dude Malkovich?
I was just gonna say, can we talk about him being a fucking master of this? He was meant to be. He was meant to always play a judge.
So my buddy Jake, I told him I watched the movie. He didn't watch it yet. He was like, I hope the judge is good because in real life, the judge is the best part of the entire Ted Bundy story. And I was like, dude, John Malkovich plays the judge. And he's like, well, there you go. I'm in.
Can you imagine what it's like? I mean, Jimmy, you talk all day. You record your thoughts. You present yourself as like knowing what you're talking about.
Well,
Can you imagine yourself? And you do. Can you imagine yourself being on the stand, being on record in front of everyone, and delivering such an eloquent verdict to this guy who murdered, viciously murdered these two young girls in a sorority, and just put it so nicely and yet so firmly. That was amazing how he delivered that.
it was. And John Malkovich is the man.
I know. Malkovich delivered what the real guy delivered perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm just very impressed with the real guy.
So I love John Malkovich. I hate.
Sheldon.
No.
Oh, I
no,
thought he was good.
no, that's fine. That's
no,
fine.
I liked him too. I thought that.
No, Haley Joel
No.
Osment.
I felt sad for him.
It's very rude. I don't think he can be in serious roles. It's so rude, but you just get taken out of the movie as soon as you see him. You go, "Oh, look who that is!" Like I've never been able to put that aside when he's on screen
Yeah.
and not think that's Haley Joe. Like he looks he looks the same, but he's an adult now. How weird. That's all my brain says when he's on screen.
I
No,
saw
that's
him,
right.
and my first thought was like, "Oh shit, that sucks." He's a backup now. I didn't think he was going to have an actual role.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't think you can. I think he's got to be like Entourage. Like he's got to be.
No, you see him in
Well,
the
I mean,
background,
did
you
you-
zero right in on him. Like it's impossible not to notice him. It sucks.
Yeah, it does
You're right.
suck.
It takes you right out.
Feel bad. Lizzie Collins is attractive, but they kind of downplayed her in this.
Well, because she was going through some shit.
I thought she was this other actress, Lyndon Smith, at first,
hmm
who's more attractive. So that's a bummer for
All right.
What?
her. But
We're just being mean now, I guess.
Yeah, you're just.
I don't think
bullying
that's
Lily
mean. I just
Collins.
think that Lyndon Smith is more attractive than Lizzie Collins, and they look somewhat similar.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay.
Anything
So
else?
Jimmy, you liked a lot. Like, what's your main gripe? If you had to pick like a big gripe.
That you need to know the story before you see this movie. Otherwise,
You can be
you
misled.
can be misled into thinking Ted Bundy's innocent.
Fair. That's a fair point, and you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Um,
Do you think
Again,
like marking hacksaw at the end was enough?
yeah, I like that.
I mean that scene of them two between the class, that was the highlight of the movie for me. I loved
Which
that.
that actually didn't happen in real life.
I don't care, Dave. Don't ruin this for me. It was a perfect moment.
Well, I don't like that they showed the flashback of him
Hitting her.
hitting the girl and dragging her in the woods because, like I said, they broke their whole movie. If you're going to show one flashback, then do the fucking movie where you show that side of him.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a tease for me, and yeah,
Like I said,
Yeah.
earlier, I think you remove that flashback and you just have the scene of Ted Bundy confessing.
Fuck. Is that the reason why I like the scene so much? Is they did that?
For sure.
Yeah.
That's
You're
bad.
fucked in the head, man.
Yeah,
I just
you-
thought I just thought the back and forth between them was awesome. But you're right. That probably was like got in my brain.
Oh yeah, show me this murderer. Yeah, he murdered that girl. Yeah, nice.
The head's gone. Fuck, that's
Oh,
cool.
hey, I didn't like that picture. Fuck that.
It was probably real, to be honest.
I
Carol,
did like though. No, I didn't like the picture, but I liked that it was so like disgusting and kind of like everything else in the movie was sanitized about him. So seeing that was kind of a shock to the system, being like, oh yeah, he's fucking awful.
I would guess they had conversations about that. If just drawing Hacksaw was enough, or if they needed to show the flashbacks, and someone
had
won
to.
out. But I would have liked without the flashbacks because I think it went away from what they did the whole time.
Because I mean, what he did was horrifying,
Oh yeah.
like horrifying. Not just cutting and mutilating women, like the things he did to the bodies. So they watered him down substantially for this movie.
And I read somewhere, I read a headline, I didn't click the article, that like this movie shows white privilege, and it really does. Like, but I don't think it might be white privilege, but he was a smart, articulate guy. Like, it
He's
is,
a law
and
student.
he was white as
Because
well,
he
which
was-
he definitely
because of
got
who
a
he
lot
was.
of privilege because he was white. But being smart and articulate does get you a lot of benefits in life, like a ton. Like,
And, yeah,
you
and
get to
he
be a lawyer and get the phone and get to jump out.
He didn't look like Jeffrey Dahmer or anyone weird. Like he looked like a good-looking average guy.
And that's when I realized when he escaped and we didn't go anywhere with him while he was alone, I said, oh, they're really committing to telling this of just the facts, what we know. We're not going to see anything from him alone because they don't trust those details. And I liked that. Like, I thought they were so committed, so I don't like that flashback scene. But I do like that they had a point of view and they committed to it throughout the movie.
That's fair. Question for you guys: do you think his and Carol's kid is a murderer?
No.
No.
If those
That's-
are your two parents, that kid's definitely killed at least one person.
Oh no, that poor kid, the daughter, she is probably fucked up. Like,
Rose Bundy?
did she keep
Is that her
Rose
name?
Bundy? Can we find out what she did with her life?
Kill
She
people.
went to hiding.
Okay. Did you ever? There's that podcast called the Happy Time Killer, Happy Face Killer, and it's the daughter of a
Smiley
serial
Face Killer.
Smiley Face Killer. It's the daughter of
Yep.
Smiley Face Killer.
Yeah, no, that's not great. The real interesting one is the daughter of BTK. That's a wild one.
Oh, did you listen to the Smiley Face Killer?
Yeah.
It was like bits of interesting and then just like bits of
A lot of fluff. A lot of fluff.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Dude, I love lawyer stuff and like Ted Bundy. It's intriguing. It's how charismatic he is intriguing. Proposing because you know it's going to make the tabloids. When he got his own lawyer like off his counsel, and they were like, "Fuck you!" Like I loved all that. That was a good scene.
Yeah.
No, for
And
sure.
the judge respecting his ability and knowledge of the law while also knowing he's a terrible person. Like it's a weird dynamic there that I really liked as well.
And he walked that line perfectly. I love the scene where he's like, "Don't you shake your finger at me."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That was just perfect, like, you know, like old South like manners getting
Yeah,
in the way
I love
of-
that. He was like, "You're skating on thin ice,
Mhm.
and ice melts quick down here in the Sunshine State."
partner. That was the one weird thing about John Malkovich couldn't do. He couldn't say partner without being weird.
Yeah,
He
he
does
didn't
have
say
a
it with
weird
like a Southern way at all. He said it like partner.
It was like he had to remember, like, oh, I have to say partner here.
Yeah.
Partner.
So where is Rose today? Writes Cosmopolitan.
I just clicked that and then started scrolling, and it was too much, so I closed my phone.
Out of the public eye. That's where.
yeah,
No
killing
shit.
people.
At the age of 37 and allegedly using a pseudonym, Rose understandably doesn't want her serial killer father's shadow to haunt her forever.
This must be a horrible time for her life right now. With the Ted Bundy tapes coming out and then this movie coming out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
true crime being what it is today, and my
Which
favorite murder.
I think it's
mean,
super interesting. This director did Ted Bundy tapes and this movie.
Yeah, this one
Like,
I
back
shouldn't
to
have watched
back.
them. I shouldn't have watched them when it's so close together. They were the same fucking thing.
Well, yeah, it's Ted Bundy's story.
There's
But it's
more to
one
the story,
weird
Dave.
being like,
It's
There's
a
more
true
to the story.
story, Sheehan.
No,
yeah.
I understand, but there's more to the story.
That no one knows. So if anyone was to write that, it wouldn't be true. It would just be made up. It would be fantasy of what may have happened.
I would have liked to see the story of the Denver detective hunting them down. I would like to see the cop sides of things, like doing the hunting for him.
I do. That's a good point. That's the
Yeah.
first time you've won me over.
Fuck
They-
yeah!
If we saw the
in
detectives,
2 years, that's the first time.
no, that was
I'll
a good
take it.
point. I like giving kudos when good points. Dave, you've had some great ones last couple episodes. But here's a picture for you guys, just to
That's
let
a
you
God.
fucking bunch of
What is
favorites.
that fucking link?
That's a virus waiting to
Is
happen.
it clickable?
No, it's not.
Data.image/JPEG base 64 dash. No, that's nothing.
This is gonna be
Bummer.
the header image on the blog.
Jesus Christ!
That's a bummer. Why isn't that clickable?
I don't
Anyway.
know.
Because it's 1,000.
If we got to see the
1,000 numbers.
detectives piecing it all together, that would have been kind of cool.
It'd been great. I liked that side of things. That's,
Yeah,
that's probably better.
kind of like Zodiac, but for Ted Bundy.
Yes, that's probably. Oh wait, shit. Here we
Oh,
go.
There's
there's,
a
a link.
That's who I thought Lizzie Collins was.
You're back
Oh,
on
yeah,
that
she
one.
kinda looks
That's
like
an
her.
insult to her. That's a big insult to her.
To who?
To this girl you sent me. She's much prettier than that.
That's what I'm saying. I thought
I
it was
know.
her, and they unprettied her a little bit for the movie
Mm-hmm.
because
anyways.
Ted Bundy's girlfriend wasn't great.
No, gross. So what I was saying, maybe like the nicer way of putting it, because I don't like seeing the murder and like the gross parts of it. I'm very into the detective parts, the police parts.
Well, because you want to know the patterns and the strategy and the reasoning and like why didn't he kill?
I mean, I was
Why didn't he
interested.
kill Lizzie Collins' character?
No, I'm fine with that because they live two different lives. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. I'm just interested in how long he evaded police for so long. He did so much in one area that saturated. So we moved on to a different area. Did what we did there, saturated that. Moved on to another place. Got arrested. Ran out the window. Escaped. Went to Florida of all places. It was fascinating that his pattern and how he moved. And police were looking for him. And they finally got him in Florida of all places. Crazy.
All right, let's go to ratings.
Sure.
This is interesting. I'm very interested to see where we all land here. Let's do popcorn first. How about that?
All right.
All right.
I'll go first. Popcorn rating, if you forgot at the top of the show, popcorn rating is strictly entertainment value and watchability and all that stuff. Kind of just like joy, interest. I am a 4.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Not
Oh.
bad. I'm at 3.5. So I mean,
And I'm at a 3, so 3.5 average.
Sheehan has it.
Wow. What's this movie called again? Evil.
Shockingly evil, extreme. Oh, fuck, I was fucking
Ted Bundy movie.
extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile.
Extremely wicked, shockingly.
Evil and vile.
All right. So, Sheehan was a 3.5. I was a 4. And Dave was a 3, which averages out to... No one knows.
3.5.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know you were going for a joke there. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my numbers.
All right. Let's do critical. Do you guys want me to go first?
I do want you to go first. I'm really interested in what you have to say.
I
Okay.
feel like you're going to be really high on this.
I don't know. I don't know where you guys... I have no idea where you guys are going. I'm going 83.
That seems pretty high.
This seems too high to me.
83?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Well, I was a fan of the director's choice and his ability to stay with it.
I felt it was too scattered. I don't know because
Yeah.
it was the viewpoint of everyone around Ted, so that means there was a lot of scattered around him, and wasn't a huge fan of that.
All right. What are you guys going with?
I'm
I
gonna go
got-
with a 65. Sorry, Dave.
No, that's fine. I'm also going with the 65.
Hell yeah,
And I'm
65s have
just,
it.
yeah, I wasn't going to like harp on why I've said it over and over again. I just think the movie could have been so, like the talent involved in the movie should have been a much better movie.
I know, and I'm gonna back you down on that because I hate judging off of like what it should have been because that's not fair to the people who actually made it. They made bad choices, but I'm keeping it a little bit high, above 50 because the acting was amazing. I liked the movie. I was not a fan of the movie, but I loved the acting in it.
That's fair. And I especially loved during the credits the clips of like the real people because
Yeah.
those times when like Ted Bundy grew a beard and was like being interviewed, you see that side by side with the Zac Efron scene, and he captured it perfectly.
Wasn't he in High School Musical? Is that where he got his start?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is where
I-
Zac Efron.
That's
got
crazy.
Well, that's a 71 average.
started. Okay. I mean, I still think that's high, but okay.
I didn't think you guys were going to be that low.
No, you brought me up a little bit actually.
Yeah, so I wrote down 62. And so I
Wow, you
raised
guys
it.
really thought it was bad.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
a fan of it. Walking away from it. I mean,
That's crazy.
Yeah, like you convinced me it
You-
wasn't as bad.
you had a different perspective walking into it. Like I was super high on it. I couldn't wait to get home and turn it on. You couldn't give a shit.
Oh, I thought it was going to be awful.
Yeah, you got won over by it. So it's you come in low, you end up high. We were.
I only saw the second trailer for it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is going to be garbage.
Yeah, I thought that was like gonna be like low balling us into it because the first one was amazing, like how everyone perceived Ted Bundy to be. The second one was darker and more like
Yeah, I
deep,
thought
like,
we were going to
secretive.
get more of a back and forth between his personalities.
Yeah, because there was two guys in Ted Bundy, a maniac and then a suave individual.
Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes. What do you guys want first? Audience or critical?
Give me audience, and I'm going to say low.
What do you guys
I want to say it's 60.
I'll guess 70. People still love murderers.
58%.
Jeez.
They love murders. They don't like everyone looking at murderers.
Critical. What do you guys think it is?
Critics probably going to be a little bit higher. I'm going to say 70.
I have no idea. I feel like completely off base.
You're wrong.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. I don't know. 68.
You're not wrong with your own
It's
opinion.
at 57.
Yikes.
So critics and the audience hate this movie.
Critics and audience agree.
Why are critics so down on it? Dude, I don't really understand. I think people just
know.
wanted to see
I
like a
didn't read
Dexter movie.
Maybe.
How many critics reviewed that?
I can pull it back up. I closed it. I
Yep.
try not to read any of them. I just pull the scores
I
right
understand.
before this.
Man, I thought this was like the first time I saw a serial killer that didn't show the murders and the serial killer. And I thought it was super intriguing to find how the rest of the world looks at a serial killer. Like, I thought it was a bold choice, and I thought they did it well. But I guess
Maybe people
I understand why that's not like fun because people
I think
love
critics
murder.
may have taken into account the fact that what you didn't like and how it made Ted Bundy made him seem like he maybe didn't do it.
There was 141 reviews.
So I think critics probably didn't like that aspect of it either. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
So-
whereas what the guy was clearly trying to do was trying to like get you into the sense of that 1980s America where you just didn't know, but he did
Yeah.
do it. He
So I
definitely
have
did it.
one last question for you guys.
What was that, Dave?
If Ben Affleck is in this movie, who would he play?
The opposing lawyer. No,
Oh, I like Jim Parsons
the
though.
judge.
No, you can't.
No.
You can't substitute.
He'd be that second
Bundy.
lawyer. No, he would be the second lawyer, the guy who got fired.
No, you're both wrong. He would definitely be the Denver detective.
Or the first lawyer that quit.
Oh yeah, the first lawyer would be better. The
He's
older
a
guy.
detective.
No, I don't trust Ben Affleck as a detective.
Just Batman.
Hey, this one is just below Vice.
That seems right.
That sucks.
No, I think this is better than Vice. It's
Oh, I think the
this.
opposite.
We have Bohemian Rhapsody above this, which is wrong.
Well, we didn't. You did.
Yeah, didn't you really love Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, I gave it the lowest score.
No, but like you gave this higher than what we gave
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
you
that.
raised this.
you guys like Bohemian Rhapsody more than Extremely Wicked, which is wrong.
That's true. I did like it more than
That was a fun movie. It was
it
Critically,
was horribly wrong, but it
Critically-
was a fun movie and critically shot poorly.
critically, Bohemian Rhapsody is one of the worst movies I've seen in like a calendar year.
yeah, no. Hindsight, yeah, I get you. Look, watching people break it down and talk about, yeah, it's not good.
It's brutal. We were all around the same. It was 70, 71, 73 for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Apostle is even with this movie. That
didn't see
sounds
that
right
one.
to me.
that is dead on. All right, that
No,
makes sense.
all I
I'm
remember
happy
from that
with
one
that.
is the Beehive Head for your little video.
The
Dave, you
big
did give Apostle 74 though. And you
I
gave this a
stand by that.
65.
Apostle is 9 points better than this movie.
And Battle of the Sexes is below this movie, which it should be. Battle of the
Oh,
Sexes was
it was
boring
Jimmy?
as fuck.
Jimmy, you good? We lost you there.
I'm good. I was Battle of the Sexes is right below this, which is good. Battle of the Sexes was so boring.
That was
Yeah.
that was bad.
Yeah.
That was very bad. Sexism is never fun.
All right, what are we doing next week? We're doing a Pikachu movie.
Detective Pikachu.
You're really making me watch this?
Yep.
I am going to be ecstatic if you go to movies and watch this.
I have no idea.
It is partially animated. It is
If
not
you were
live
to
action.
if you were to say
Pokemon.
name 5 things you know about Pokemon,
Pokemon, first of all.
I'd say Pokemon,
Yep.
Pikachu.
Pocket Monsters.
No, I don't know what that is. I would say Pokemon, Pikachu, Charizard, and that's all I know.
Yeah, nailed it.
That's all
Hey,
I know.
And guess what? All 3 of those are in this movie.
Do I need to know a plot? Do I need to know like
it's not like anything from like the games or the
This is the first of its
TV
kind.
show. Yeah.
It's an origin story, if you
do
will.
I need to know anything about the world?
No,
It's China.
I'm assuming they're going to explain it all.
When I
It's
go
an
to the movie
origin
theater,
stuff.
is there going to be a bunch of people playing Pokemon Go in the theater?
Oh, absolutely.
Probably.
You have to. You're gonna get the Mewtwo every time you go to a theater.
I better be able to download this. I'm not going. To the movie
I
theater.
can't wait till we regroup next
and
week.
Ryan
and
Reynolds stars
you're
in it. It has to be
you're
good.
going to show up and be like a diehard Pokemon fan from this movie. You'll just be like, guys, I get it now. I'm all
No,
in.
he's
It'll
gonna
be
he's
tough.
Gonna
What was the last animated movie we tried? And I gave it an honest effort.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah, I gave it an honest
Dave,
effort.
Jimmy's gonna go off island. He's gonna find a theater. He's gonna sit down. He's gonna be in there for 35 seconds before he gets up and walks the fuck out.
I know. I have faith in you. You can.
That's
watch
why I
an
hope I can
animated
download
movie.
it. I hope I can download it.
I hope you go see it. I hope you go see it.
Yeah.
I hope you
Me
have the
too.
time
Odds
to
of
go
me
see it.
going to see Pikachu Detective in a theater and staying for the entire movie are so low, and you guys know that.
Okay, so what if I do this? What if I just like put FaceTime up my camera when I go?
Just record it out of your shirt.
Is it
pocket.
out already?
Yes.
Yes.
It came out yesterday or today.
I mean, this seems like, not to be rude, this seems like it's going to be really popular in Asia
It came out last week in Asia,
and
Japan.
the torrent sites. A lot of times have Asian influence.
You looking up it right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
I
Right
mean, we don't pirate because we're not we don't steal. But
Detective,
it may be
how do you
there.
spell Pikachu?
Pikchu.
CHU,
Yes.
Yep.
and it's detective spelled out.
Yes.
Detective with a K.
It's not on there yet.
I
All
don't
right. So
think it's
anyway,
okay.
for the listeners, that's what we're doing next Monday is Detective Pikachu. The Friday before that, tune in for Headliners, Hollywood Headlines, and we've been doing Game of Thrones reviews, and we're mixing in Chernobyl talk on HBO as well.
Chernobyl.
And that's all. So go
Awesome.
look at pictures of Lyndon Smith. She's very attractive. And that'll end the show.
Check us out on Instagram.
And Twitter and Facebook.
Yada yada.
And where else? And go listen to all our
JohnBoyMedia.com.
go listen to all of our back catalog, because this is what, episode
151.
151.
151. Great.
Damn, I wish Pokemon was that, because there's 151 Pokemon.
Jesus.
You counted them all? Oh, Ash Ketchum. That's Pokemon, right? All right. See you guys.